It's not okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night, Mage Edition. Today we have a new mage in the city. So my character, Nicola, your character would have gotten a note, an address. She would have found it like walking through a door, would have been just kind of lying there. And it would be addressed with her name on it. It would say, meet at the vineyard, and it would have an address. And it'd say, just come in, just meet the others.
All right. Well, I guess she'll suppose that it was from one of the dream speakers she met here already. So she'll just go ahead and follow that and go to the vineyard. Might as well. Seems like a good place to go for her style. Yeah.
So when you get there, it's a nice little bar. There's tables, I can't do any of the NPCs, mainly because I don't remember any of the mage NPCs. Otherwise, I would, maybe introduce you to one or two. But you get there, it seems to be mostly deserted. The barkeep kind of waves you in, and sitting at the bar is a young man. He looks about 20, maybe 25 at the oldest. He's wearing kind of punk clothes. He's got a very large, ornate necklace on, and he's got a ring on his right hand. And he's sitting at the bar, just drinking something non-alcoholic, because I don't want to have another one of my characters end up drunk in a scene tonight.
All right. I guess Jezebel's will walk up to the counter. She looks a lot better than the photo. I apologize. I promise that. Yeah, she's got a kind of unnatural, kind of supernatural purple eyes. They're like a kind of a deep violet hue, long curly brown hair, and olive skin. And she's actually got stunning beauty and what's really she's got a witty charisma about her. And she's like stunningly beautiful. She's got what's called unconventional beauty. Because she's this little goth girl. She wouldn't usually be a type, but she's just like that.
Yeah.
So she'll
well,
step
I mean, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
She'll just sit and order a Shirley Temple.
You notice the man at the bar is now watching you. He's got laser vision on you, but it's not like she would be used to like guys staring at her because she's hot. It's more guarded, heavily suspicious.
Oh, I see. Like, what the hell are you doing here?
Kinda. I mean, just because of this character's backstory, you did really good stuff to set him off. About how far away from the bar does she sit down from the other
gentleman? She's 3 stools away.
Then you aren't close enough. You hear the faint crackling of a fire, like kind of at the edges of your hearing, and you hear children screaming at the edges of your hearing.
Wow. Yeah, she's gonna look around, try to find the origin of that.
There's no children around. There's one other couple in the bar. It would be a short, wispy-looking man and kind of tallish woman sitting at the bar eating dinner. Or not at the bar, they're in one of the booths eating dinner. But other than that, there's no children. The only other person at the bar directly is this guy who's staring at you.
So this guy's staring at me, and I hear fire and children screaming.
Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna like probably divert my beautiful purple eyes away from this guy because he's kind of spooking me out at this point. Poor Jezebel. She's gonna kind of look away and just kind of drink her drink.
So I am. God, what's his foci for? You see, he reaches in his jacket, and you cannot quite see what he does, but he does something, and and he just continues staring at you. Okay, that was enough. So he's what he did was he brought up Prime Sight to figure out, hey, you're not human.
Oh, so I get an awareness roll for that, right?
I believe so. Perception plus awareness is what it should
All right.
be. The sense that somebody else is using magic.
What? Oh man, hold on a second. I gotta pull up my CS.
It's fine. Yeah, completely fine. Honestly, half the time when I do scenes, I do the exact same thing. Hey, we're halfway through the scene. I probably should have my character sheet out for this. Might make things a bit easier.
Yeah. All right. Character sheets. All right. All right. Yeah.
So I think the standard. I think this is standard diff. I don't think it's any higher diff. So 6s and ups are successes.
Okay. So let's see. How do I increase by the number of dice that I roll? I need to roll 5 total.
So they're right next to the D10. There should be like a plus.
Okay, I was afraid
that. Yeah.
I was afraid that pushing the plus button was going to cast my die, and I didn't want to do that yet.
No. Yeah. You have to hit the roll button. So that's kind of nice.
Oh, okay, that's handy. I wish I would have seen that at first. I think I failed my perception check.
So once, let me see. You got 2 successes. So yeah, you sense there's definitely some. I think 2 successes. I think that's enough to tell that it's coming from him. I think so.
Okay. So now I know that these sounds and this feeling is coming from this guy, is what you're saying, at least.
Probably. Yeah.
All right,
then to get rid of your dice, you click the clear button when you're done with your dice, just so you know.
Okay, cool.
That won't like clear all of your it clears the stuff, but it won't like get rid of the dice stream or anything, just so you know.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna she'll kind of gulp and her chair, maybe flip your maybe flip her ponytail to the other shoulder. Clear.
Cut about half that. It was the connection went really bad right there. It might have been on my end.
Oh. She's just gonna kind of she's gonna shift around her chair a little bit. She's real uncomfortable, but she'll glance at him and then look away.
He gets up, moves down 2 seats. He leaves a seat in between them. He says, "So you're a mage, huh?"
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's all right. You can talk about us in here. It's an open bar.
Huh? It's a what?
It's an open bar. Sleepers don't come in here very often.
I'm sorry, I don't believe you. We can probably maybe talk somewhere a little bit less public, but I don't know what you mean.
He looks around, just kind of sighs and nods at the barkeeper, and the bartender he'll show you guys he'll show us to a room. It's got like a big table in the center, with chairs seated like equidistant around it. So it's got 4 chairs around it. It's a big round table, and it's got a bed in one corner and a dresser in the other. But it seems like the table and the chairs are the main focus of the room.
Okay, she'll follow.
And the bartender will let us in, and Nikolai will just go put it on Tersus's tab, and then the boy will pull out a chair for you before he sits down.
Thank you. She sits.
And then you see a raven fly through the door right before the bartender closes it and land on the boy's shoulder.
Oh, that's your friend. He's
The
cute.
raven looks at you. Why, thank you. My name's Edge. And then it kind of pecks the boy's head and goes, Nikolai, don't be shy. Say hello. The guy kind of groans and Edge, you're not supposed to do that. Come on. And then she could have freaked out on us. And he goes, well, I'm sorry. Next time I won't bother.
That's not my. She laughs. She laughs. Don't be so hard on each other. So, I suppose, yeah. I mean, yeah. What can I say? You got me by the balls, so to say. I mean, what else is there?
Well, if you're new to the city, obviously there's introductions that need to be done. I don't think I've seen you around before, but it's easy enough that I could miss. My name's Nikolai, and you would be?
Oh, I'm Jezebel. She'll reach across the table and offer her hand. She's got airbrushed fingertips, airbrushed fingernails. It's very ornate. She's actually got henna paint down her hands.
Okay. See, she shakes her hand. For a minute out there, I was worried you were one of them vamps. Looked a little too pretty for most humans. You worried me for a minute there.
Oh, well, no. I don't have a very good history with those guys.
Honey, neither do I. However, there's a few things you should know. I had to learn them too. There is a lot of shit going down in this city, so we've had to make a temporary truce of we're not going to kill them as long as they stay out of our way. Same thing with the shapeshifters in the city. This here is one of the chantries. There's been some there's been some technocratic skullduggery around. This is one of our safe places. It's a dream speaker chantry. One of the few rules in here is you do not attack anyone else. It's one of the few rules they have. Doesn't matter if they're shifter, kindred, doesn't matter. You don't attack them. Okay. They won't attack you. One of the most important things you should know is to avoid ritual magic right now.
Why is that?
It's attracting paradox like vulgar magic, even in chantries. And chantries are no longer protecting us from paradox either.
That's very bad.
Yes. We've been trying to locate the source of the problem.
Well, how many of us are versed in entropy? I mean, maybe I can. This is horrible.
I'm learning the basics of it. I'm a euthanatos myself, so it's kind of our specialty.
Yeah, I'm just beyond the beginning myself. I'm nowhere near mastering it, but I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to grasp it. I'm just hoping to awaken some more. Much as that's weird to say, I have no idea where it's been hard to come to peace with this. I'm not sure if I have. Yeah.
You still there? You still there? It was kind of freaking out on me.
Oh, she said that she's got just beyond. She's a little bit more advanced. You know, she's in between beginning and adept. I don't know what rank that's called. I forget the formalities. Apologize.
I think it would be apprentice or something like that. I don't remember.
Well, then she would say she's at the apprentice level, so she's she's a little more than just beginning.
Most of us in the city are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a couple of nodes in the city, but there's a couple of masters. Most of them are kind of occupied right now. So, I mean, I can try and let one of the higher up dream speakers know you're here, but the council's currently busy dealing with a big threat.
Oh, well. What are they so busy with?
One of the shifters decided to let a spirit inhabit his body. Evidently was one of their warriors, and he killed over 80 people before the council was able to draw him away from the city and contain him.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice guys.
Oh, I've met a couple of them that aren't so bad. Not nearly as bad as the Night Walkers, but still pretty bad.
I'm not feeling like Red Riding Hood over here. I ain't trying to see the insides. I don't want to be on the business end of those guys.
No,
they fucking horrify me, frankly.
So what are you in? What brings you to this city?
I'm an archaeologist, sir. I was brought here to invest some old Indian burial ground somewhere.
Those never turn out well. Are you sure? You sure you want to do that?
It can't be any worse than what's behind me.
Yeah, good point. As he's sitting there, he's kind of tapping the tips of his fingers together. His hands are kind of steepled.
She's she'll kind of cross her legs away and kind of kick her foot a little bit.
He looks like he's kind of lost thought in the I suppose you should probably meet my mentor, or one of them at least, but they're not, like I said, they're with the council.
Well,
I mean,
that can wait. I'm nobody. Can I jump up and be like, "Hi, notice me"? So I mean, I can wait. It's not a big deal.
We just generally like to make sure the. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I was making sure I was being heard because I didn't see any.
Okay. Yeah. He kind of chuckles at that. Yeah, but we like to make sure the newer mages survive at least a year. And he just grins. Give them their grace period. I mean, I'm lucky to have survived as long as I did. My specialty isn't one that lets people live very long. And the raven on his shoulder just starts chuckling like mad.
What's supposed to mean?
It means I hunt vampires for a living. My favorites are the Elvens.
Oh. I don't know if I'm built for fighting. I'll kind of sit back and throw enchantments around if I can, but yeah, I don't like getting involved. I like
he even holds up a finger. That's for everybody that all these mortal vampire hunters make their mistakes. You don't fight these things. You trick them. You don't maneuver them. They have a business that they're using to pay for mortal servants. Well, it's a simple matter to cause a few documents showing illegal activities to show up in one of their offices, causing the federal government to shut down their business.
Oh, yeah. Use the suits to complicate matters.
Oh, they love to.
That's what the feds are doing. I happen to be a dream speaker, actually. That's, the one who brought me here from the Smithsonian Museum was a dream speaker as well. I didn't realize I was stepping from the frying pan into the fire.
Dream speaker. It's kind of funny. The bartender out there, he's one of the more powerful dream speakers in the city.
Really?
Yes. I think he's a little bit busy, but if you hang around here, you should be able to talk to him later once he's done. That's at a character. That's me not knowing the NPC and not being able to bring him in, but kind of just still giving you the information.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I'm still not sure about all of this. I mean, I haven't been awake for long. I'm not sure that I'm not insane, that you're not fucking crazy too. I'm pretty sure we are anyway. I don't know what to think of any of this. I'm losing it. I'm coming apart.
Everybody goes through that stage. And of course, some of the masters never leave that stage.
I read about a group who thinks that your power comes from the loss of humanity. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
So sounds either like Marauders or Nefandi. Both of those are bad business.
Oh, I'm not interested in any of that. I mean, being entropic as it is very it's definitely pressuring. I'm always having little twink that always dangled in my face, and I have to be like, no, abstain.
Yeah, such temptations are big for our kind.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Fate's a fickle mistress, and I could do something that could come around and literally put a sword in my belly. I mean, come on.
That's why even as a Euthanatos, I prefer not to mess with the fates. I just prefer a little more primal reaction.
I'm versed in that too. That was actually the first sphere of magic that I ever found that I have. It's like the essence of magic itself. Very, very complex.
Yes. Matter is also substances. They're also kind of one of my specialties.
I'm very good at life magic. I learn it like it's second nature to me.
Perhaps we should train together sometime. I know the basics.
Yeah,
of life magic.
I think we could use a little life magic. I mean, come on, what are we?
Yes, good point. I simply my spheres, I didn't quite learn most of them. I developed them in a rather short period of time.
Well, a lot of the stuff that I picked up, I was sort of privy to before. I was, this archaeology always leads you down occult paths. I mean, you learn this stuff. You already know it. It's built in. And it just kind of manifested, especially with my primal spheres. It's just, it's natural. It's hard to explain. But at the same time, I mean, if I were to think about this from who I was, I would probably burn myself at the stake right now. I'm kind of fighting that. Those teachings that I had, they're. I don't know how I feel about them anymore.
Yes, I was raised in an Orthodox Romanian orphanage. I understand what you mean.
Oh, that's good to hear. I appreciate that.
He just kind of inclines his head. He appears to be talking to the raven, like out of the corner of his mouth, but just kind of quietly. And him and the raven are just chuckling every once in a while. You still have his primary attention, but he and the raven just seem to be talking kind of when there's lulls in the conversation.
So why don't you tell me how you two met? You two met, and your special friend there.
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? Broke up again.
Why don't you tell me how you and your special friend met?
We met when I was before I awakened. Actually, he was one of the ravens that frequented the forest outside of my orphanage. And, for some reason, he showed up during my awakening, and I think some of the latent magic must have rubbed off on him. Because I came out of my awakening, and he was able to talk, and we've been friends since.
Oh wow, that's so special.
Yes, he saved my life quite a few times, even during my awakening.
So he's a little more than he seems, huh? Big bad bird.
Yes, it was quite nice when he plucked the eyes out of the giant monster trying to kill me, and he just chuckles.
Oh. Well, I wish I could have gotten one of those.
Yes, they're quite useful.
I don't know. Maybe I'll fasten myself with familiar once I get strong enough.
From what I hear from the few sons of ether I've talked to, it's usually easier just making one with out of tin and steel. Still don't understand those guys.
Oh, well, I've come to understand that it's actually rather difficult to manifest them.
Not from the way they speak, but of course that could just be pride.
That's true. That's true. I know. I mean, I haven't had a lot of exposure to our kind, but one thing the book says is, pride cometh before a fall. You got to be careful about that.
Yes. I've seen a couple of friends fall to pride before, so it's always something to keep something you keep track of.
Oh. So, what do you do to occupy yourself around here?
Normally training. I had to spent like the last 3 months without leaving my chantry. Was doing some heavy duty training.
Wow. You weren't allowed to leave? What kind of training was that?
Oh no, I just didn't want to leave.
Oh, I see.
He just chuckles.
She's gonna take a sip out of her surly temple and ask, so do you have a job?
Not really. I mean, I kind of help take care of my chantry, but don't normally need money for much. And what I get, I can do odd jobs for what I need.
Yeah, I keep being told that I'm going to have to choose either to keep being an archaeologist or start being a magi. I can't do both equally well. I'm either going to do great at one or suck at doing both, and it's hard,
Yes.
History, the annals of history, the trials and tribulations of our kind have always been so fascinating to me, and to have to leave that behind, it's like leaving a part of myself. Well, it actually kind of is.
You could always focus on your studies as a magi, but become a historian of magi culture, and from that, retain your connection to your old self, perhaps.
That's a way of going about it. Yes, I haven't considered that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess. Yeah, like I said, you just got to be careful of using magic lately. From reports I've heard, the other creatures in the city have been having issues with their powers as well.
Really? So whatever this is, it seems to be it's affecting all of us. It's probably bigger than all of us too.
Most likely. My first thought was some sort of ancient vampire, but if that was it, I don't see why it would affect the shifters and our powers as well.
This is OOC. Is there an abyss in this version of Mage, or is that NW? Is that New World?
I think there. Oh no, the abyss is a New World.
Okay, because in NWOD, the abyss is like pretty much where Paradox comes from.
Yeah, in this one, in Old WoD, Paradox comes from sleepers, basically the force of belief of humanity. Which is why if you can convince enough people like that vulgar magic is that a certain kind of vulgar magic is real, it's no longer vulgar. If you get a majority of the populace to believe it.
All right.
But then the technocracy comes for you and rips you a new asshole. So.
Yeah, those guys aren't nice. Anyway, back into character.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's the sleepers. You know, maybe they just the disbelief could be surging up. You know, I mean, when they believed before, we had more power, and now that they believe less, we have less, and maybe that's just growing for some reason.
Could be. I know technocracy's moved into town lately under the guise of what was it? Peacekeepers. They came in as those stupid shifters. Those stupid shifters gave him an entry into the city, and now they're running fucking battle suits around. That's completely coincidental.
Wow. Fucking peacekeepers. Give me a break.
I just want to see one of their battle suits try and move with wires that for some reason just happen to not have been cleaned in a couple of years and are completely rusted through.
Oh no. Be like Master Sheep's outfit. Slam. Crash. I'm dead.
he laughs, but it's kind of like more of a confused laugh than like he understood the joke. He's just kind of laughing along to be polite. I mean, that's so obvious you don't even need to like roll anything for it. You can just tell that from how he's laughing.
All right. She's showing a nerdy side. She kind of, she kind of acts a little bashful.
He's a nerd too. Yeah, he's a nerd too, but he's also not American, so stuff like that. He doesn't get the reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll overcome them eventually, the technocracy. I mean, you can't hold back progress forever. And when systems aren't toroidal, they self-cannibalize. And that's exactly what the technocracy will do when they refuse to share the magic.
It's nice seeing someone with such hope, especially around these parts. There's a mage you should meet. She's a chorister. Name's Miriam. She's probably someone you want to meet.
Okay.
She's been very vocal in trying to get the shifters and the kindred into a more concrete alliance with us, but not if I can help it.
I don't know that the shifters and the kindred would really work together like that. I mean, they're like two opposite sides of the poles. They're two different sides of a magnet. They're east and west. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They don't like each other, and I don't think there's any force, mortal or magic, that can change that.
Yes, Miriam is very hopeful, though.
I don't know. Some things go deeper than we do.
And that's something I think she forgets from time to time.
Yeah, well, I don't know who she is, but I hope she doesn't hurt herself.
Her and I had a fun time. We found a technocracy power plant. That was fun.
Oh, I can imagine the fun you had there.
We didn't quite have a fight, but it was nice. She's some sort of tech mage, so it was quite interesting and hilarious to see her use technology to spy on them. I liked the irony of it.
Of course, it's the hunter becoming the hunted. You know, it's poetic. Who can hate that?
I agree.
So, I mean, I think, you know, the best way, honestly, is to just get rid of their presence from the city. But that's a tall order.
Yes, I know. I believe I heard one of the other mages talking about how the kindred are having issues with inquisitors in the city. I believe they were letting the mages know. So it seems like the shit's hit the fan, so to speak.
Well, there's a lot we need to do. I mean, those Inquisitor types, the only thing we can do is convince them that we don't exist. And that's a tall order because they know we do exist.
My favorite. I'd be fine if they took a few of the kindred with them on the way out, but for the most part, it's true. We need to just make them think we're not here.
Yep. You know, it's hard to keep my mouth shut with this. You know, I was told, to shut up about it, and it's my life, and it goes back way further than I can imagine. You know, and it's important, more important that I'm being informed.
Yes, the elders have a way of doing that with young magi.
Well, I think they fear a backwash of the burning times, honestly, which is apt, I suppose.
Probably.
Her phone dings at her. She tells it to shut up and stuffs it back in her purse.
Well, I suppose I should probably get going soon. I do have to meet with my mentor. But I mean, this is a good place to meet our kind. And there's another bar I believe it's called the Storm Crow. It's a place right here. Shifters like to meet, and mages and kindred from time to time. But this is one of the safe spots in the city, as it were.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be willfully wandering onto any kindred or Garau safe lands. I'm just not going to do that. I mean, I know how vampires are. They can't really be trusted, and werewolves are beasts. They're going to act out of sorts just, because that's their nature. I don't know what I should do in any case. I'm just going to keep my hands clean.
Yes, I highly suggest staying away from the wildlife reserve. That's it.
That's too bad. They were a very important training ground to me until recently.
Yes, I hear one of the werewolf nodes is on there. Well, last time one of our kind wandered over there. Well, I haven't seen him since, actually.
Oh,
I saw Master Zahn go talk to him before he left, and I didn't hear what happened to them afterwards. So.
Oh no, that might not. That doesn't sound good.
Well, I mean, given the reputation our people have as being rather power hungry, and I kind of doubt that it was undeserved.
I hear you. You know, you mess with the bull, you get the horns, right?
Yes. He stands up. Terribly sorry, but I do have to go. And he shakes your hand. He holds out his hand for you to shake again.
She'll rise from the chair and shake his hand. It was good to meet you.
It was good to meet you as well, Jezebel of the Dream Speakers. May fate shine on your travels.
Yep. Safe paths.
He bows his head and he walks out the door. And there's a guy standing outside of the door, kind of looks almost like a drunkard and slightly nicer dressed. And I was all right. Come on, Nikolai. Then he sees Jezebel come out. He just stares for a minute until Nikolai just kind of snaps his fingers in his face, like, "Come on, focus." And then the guy is still glancing over his shoulder at you as the two of them walk out of the door. And, you can hit outro Jezebel, and then I think that's a scene.
So I'm sorry I didn't hear all that. My wife is telling me something.
Okay, so basically, they walked out the door. There was a dude who looks like a rich drunkard standing outside. He stared at Jezebel. Then Nikolai snapped his fingers in his face, and they walked out the door.
Oh, okay. She'll just walk past the guy and treat him like he doesn't exist.
Oh well.
She doesn't like
when you go
goggers.
outside the door. When you go out the door right after him, they're not there anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
it's like he doesn't exist anyway.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks a lot.
Right, so thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and stay tuned for more.